Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Selichot services. Selichot, the prayers of forgiveness, these penitential, easy access, easy entry point into the feelings of the High Holidays service, a chance for some quiet contemplation and to be with our TBT community. Welcome to our friends, welcome to our guests who will be our friends very soon. Welcome to everybody who's joined us on Zoom and everyone who is here in this room this evening. In the Torah, Moses intervenes on behalf of the people when they sin and says, God, will you please forgive these errant people because they do so many more things wrong than right. And God says, Moses, salachti kidvarecha, I have forgiven just as you have requested. It can be harder for us sometimes to forgive that quickly. But the essential invitation of the holiday is that we enter into Selichot, we enter into this possibility of forgiveness, where when we come before God with a contrite and ready heart, ready to improve our ways, willing to repair our relationships, prepared to make ourselves a little better, a little closer to the self that we know we can be, then God meets us in the middle. Midrash compares it to a story of a wanderer, a journeyer going out to meet a ruler. And the ruler says, as soon as you take a step toward me, I have come the rest of the way toward you. And that is our message. It can be a little bit easier, in fact, than the steps we need to take to find reconciliation from one to another. But this is the moment where in our high holiday cycle, that journey begins, hopefully giving us the strength to seek that repair, to ask forgiveness of others, and to offer them forgiveness in turn. As a way to say farewell to Shabbat and enter into this formal space as the new week begins, we'll begin with a Havdalah service. All of that we'll be saying and sharing is in this book that you got when you came in. And for those of you who are accessing via Zoom, there is a link in the chat that you can go click to, and it will allow you to open the PDF file or the flipbook file rather of this so you can follow along too. I recommend using a secondary device like a tablet. If you have one, it will make for the best participation experience. We begin with Havdalah on page 100. Page 102.
Shavuot, 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 a good week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera Beyamenu, Yavo Eloheinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David.
How wonderful to hear our voices joining in harmony. And we up here have the best possible hearing experience because we get to hear the wonderful TBT choir, who I know we've been looking forward to hearing from some time. And so we're so glad you're here with us singing tonight. It really adds a special tone to the high holiday season and makes us feel like we're beginning with occasion. So thank you. Page 104. God does not want to be believed in, to be debated and defended by us, but simply to be realized through us. Take us back, Adonai. Let us come back to you. Renew in our time the days of old. Return again, turn and return to us as we turn and return to you. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, chadesh yamenu kekedem. Last sliver of the moon, the waning crescent, small and slender, glowing in the east. At the end of the journey, a curve of silver barely there that fades away with the dawn. Faintest light that the eye can discern, like the soul within me, barely there, waning and weary as the year winds down. At the end of the journey, the old moon flickers out and darkness awaits the new. Now in the stillness, we can feel it being born. Remind us, the horizon will be bright again. The waxing crescent will yet rise. Heal our hearts. Gather us in from the darkness. Restore the light within us. Page 106. The psalmist sang, "At midnight, I rise to give thanks and praise." And so now we come to this hour of Selichot, under the canopy of night, to celebrate goodness, to proclaim what is right and true, to praise, to thank, to bless the great giver who gives and renews our lives. We turn to loved ones, to friends, and to people everywhere, the whole house of Israel. And yet our hearts turn toward the human family. We pray for its healing. Yet hardest of all is the inward gaze, the return, the shuvah to ourself, the honest reckoning of the soul, cheshbon hanefesh. We ask, let's read together, how to account for selfish acts, lies, and senseless anger, how to account for the shadows, the storms, the bitterness in our lives, the damage and distress we cause, how to own up to it all and find our way back with integrity and peace. We ask, have we the will to change? And if not now, when? Rosh Hashanah is just around the corner, the new year. It is a great door that stands across the evening. And Yom Kippur is the second door. Between them are song and silence, stone and clay pot to be filled within myself. I will find there both ripeness and rot. What I have done, what I have undone, what I must let go with the waning days, and what I must take in. With the last tomatoes, we harvest these fruits of our own lives. Page 110. Cheshbon hanefesh means a self-inspection, an accounting of deed and character. So we all ask ourselves at this time, what is the nature of my cheshbon hanefesh this year? What should be my focus as I examine my deeds and my direction from now until Yom Kippur? What is unresolved in my heart? What questions are on my mind? What is unclear, uncertain, and unsettled in my life? What decisions have I been putting off or avoiding? Is there one change I would like to make in the way I am living my life and relating to others? When I look over my spiritual accounts, my cheshbonim, what do I see? Which personal qualities need repair and strengthening? What habits of mind, character, and behavior need correction? Which relationships in my life are most challenging at this time? So much to ask, and these are not easy questions to ask. So I'll invite us to take a few moments of silent meditation where we can ask ourselves these questions and perhaps begin in our own privacy to offer ourselves some answers, some direction for the coming days and weeks in this season of the soul. Page 113. The great medieval teacher Bachya ibn Pekuda wrote a great treatise about character development, taught us that days are scrolls, and so we should write on them only what we wish to be remembered. But we remember our weaknesses, and our days bear the mark of all that went wrong. On this night, we hope to have hope in the one who sustains us. And I would say more importantly, hope in ourselves, hope in that sustaining energy within that reminds us that change is always possible, that the way of teshuvah is always at our right hand should we reach out. We'll read the following paragraph together antiphonally, every other line. Though we stumble and falter together, we promise forgiveness. If we stray from the truth,
you do not forsake us.
If we sink to the depths,
your mercy uplifts us.
If our urges betray us,
your compassion is endless.
If we distance ourselves,
you do not disdain us.
If we abandon your teachings,
still you embrace us.
If we seek you sincerely,
your presence surrounds us.
If we pray from the heart,
you listen with yours.
Though we stumble and falter,
we are blessed by your promise.
We turn to page 117. Page 124, a poem by Yehuda Halevi. Ya ana emtza'acha, mekomcha na'aleh v'ne'elam, va'ana lo emtza'acha, kavodcha malei olam. Soul of eternity, my strength, my song, where will I find you? Your place is in mystery, far away. Yet, where will I not find you? Your glory fills the world. Darashti kirvatcha b'chol libi karaticha, uvetzeti likratcha likrati matzaticha, uvifli'e gvuratcha b'kodesh chaziticha. God, I sought your nearness. I called to you with all my heart. And when I went to find you, I found you coming toward me. Breathless, I witnessed your power, and in holiness, I gazed. Page 127.
Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Tavo, Tavo lefanecha, Tefilateinu. Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Tzadikim Anachnu, Melech Atanu,
Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent, Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. Together, we confess. Together, we take responsibility. Please rise. Together, we abused and abandoned. We acted without thinking. We blamed others when we failed. We boasted and belittled. We coveted and corrupted. We coerced the weak to do our will. We drove away those we loved with silence. We deceived and denied. We enticed and enslaved. We exalted money and material goods. We fouled air, sea, and land. We flattered and falsified. We gravitated to those who gossip. We gave up our ideals and gave in to our impulses. We hated and humiliated. We held grudges and refused to forgive. We ignored and idolized. We insisted that we were right. We judged others rashly and wrongly. We were jealous and unjust. Page 130. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Please be seated. Page 138. Walk with me into the woods. Leave the edge of the forest behind. Come deep into the green until the shafts of sunlight are lost. Feel the stillness of the center. Walk with me to the top of the hill. Leave the broad path behind. Up beyond where the trees grow. Hear the quiet of the heights. Walk me into this new year, into its demands, into its joys, into the clamor of its unfolding. Walk alone, each of us in our own right path, with the echoes of the blasts of the shofar, with the stillness of the center, with the help of our God.
Tekiah. Tekiah. Tekiah Gedolah. Shkoach.
We begin, we end. We end, we begin, we turn. And so we sing the song we began with, Achat Sha'alti. God, one thing I ask of you, only one thing do I ask, that I should be allowed to dwell in your house, to spend these days, my days, with you. The psalmist teaches that the broken heart will never be one that is despised by God. May it be our prayer that we can gently open our hearts, not to break them in two, but to allow a little bit of light in, so that we can find in the coming days some gentleness with ourselves and others, the courage to ask forgiveness and to forgive others in turn. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God bless God's people with strength and with peace. Shavua tov, Shana tova. We'll see you all again very soon.